If there's a common thread that ties the Buell 1125R and Ducati 848 together, it's that they both thumbed their noses at established engine displacement classes. Ducati and Buell have each scaled its latest sport bike model with the interests of the road rider in mind. Racing rules be damned. While 276cc and $1,000 in price separate this pair of sporting twins, we felt they represent a comparable matchup in terms of outright performance. The Ducati 848 is in essence a 1098 Lite, sharing many parts with its larger sibling, winner of just about every Moto magazine accolade last year. Powered by an 849cc version of the Testastretta Evoluzione engine with a shortened stroke and smaller bore, the supersize middleweight 848 finds its place in Ducati's 2008 lineup as a less demanding to ride and more affordable option to the 1098. Never a company to follow conventional practices, Buell utilized reverse engineering in determining the displacement for its 1125R's Rotax-built Helicon engine. Achieving a robust and broad spread of torque was paramount, irrespective of final engine displacement. Our initial experience aboard the 1125R came last August at a World Press launch staged by Buell at Laguna Seca Raceway in Monterey, California. While we came away impressed with the bike's overall power and handling on the circuit, the pre-production machine we rode at that time needed further refinement in a number of areas, notably its fuel injection mapping. Buell acknowledged that the bike was not ready for prime time and vowed to have the kinks ironed out before the bike went into production. With the 1125R now in dealerships, it was time to see if Buell had made good on its promises. Before commencing with street and track tests, the bikes were weighed, measured and run on the Cycle World dyno. With fuel drained from the Ducati's 4.1-gallon tank and the Buell's 5.3-gallon frame/fuel reservoir dry, our scales revealed a 27-pound weight advantage tipping in the 848's favor. But Buell's much-touted trilogy of tech places manic emphasis on mass centralization, chassis rigidity and low unsprung weight. Combined with quick chassis geometry, this nets a bike that belies its 440 pounds. The Buell's 54.6-inch wheelbase measures 1.7 inches less than the Ducati's, and its 21-degree rake and 3.3 inches of trail are decidedly more radical than those of any competitor. Our planned back-to-back dyno sessions got off to a false start due to the Buell's battery being DOA. It showed just 2.5 volts when measured with a test meter and was reluctant to hold a charge. We swapped the bike for another in the Buell press fleet, enabling us to get on with our business. Dyno charts provide a much more detailed picture than simple peak power figures. Both engines produce decent power right off the bottom as their throttles are rolled open at 2,500 RPM to initiate a fifth gear pull. The Ducati feels happier dealing with low RPM load, plotting a decidedly smoother graph at the very bottom. At 3,500 RPM, the Buell has settled in and the two are close in torque output. The smaller capacity Ducati loses chase as it exhibits a lull from 4,000 to 6,000 RPM that spots upward of 20 foot-pounds of torque to the Buell, which maintains a 15-20 horsepower edge from 5,000 RPM to its 10,500 RPM redline. The 848 continues with an additional 500 RPM of over-rev before bumping into its limiter. Both engines build horsepower in a very linear fashion through the meat of their rev ranges, equating to very broad torque plateaus. Taking to the street aboard these twins revealed a stark difference in engine character. While strong as an ox, the Buell powertrain lacks the Ducati's refinement. The Italian twins' rhythmic percussive beat rivals the aural brilliance of the Blue Man Group. By comparison, the Helicon's mechanical clatter is more akin to a thrash metal garage band. Wearing earplugs while aboard the 1125R offered an instant improvement in our perception of its quality. The Ducati proved a model of fuel injection perfection, pulling away from stops at low revs with smoothness and ease, and gliding along contently in city traffic, never exhibiting a hint of hesitation or stumble. While the 848 doesn't possess the Buell's brute muscle, there's plenty of torque at the ready for most passing situations without need to tow its slick shifting gearbox a gear lower. The Ducati engine feels always eager to rev, whereas the Buell's does not.